Now we're live, right? Now it's working. Okay, look at. I came running in, and you guys still weren't ready.
Well, we're not going to start before the boss.
I thought that's what you were saying.
I said that I like it when it looks like I'm early and you're late.
Which is very never.
I know. Well, I don't get to enjoy that feeling very often.
Ever.
Well, there's
I didn't even
been
go
a time or two
I don't
that
think
I was
so.
on time.
Oh, yeah, you were on time, but I think the statement was before.
We're live.
I know, we're live.
We weren't before.
Officially, we're going to get an on-air button or a red light. So when you see it, all right, check. Hello. Check 1, 2. I hear myself. You hear me? How we sound over there?
You sound good.
Try these.
Oh, there we go. I hear Ingrid. We got notes for today.
Yeah. I saw
Very nice. What's going on, guys? Matt here with Carolina Coops, coming to you live from our building in Creedmoor, North Carolina. You are now watching Video Chicken. To my left, as always, is my co-host, Kristen Warren, our chickenista, chicken expert. Yes, as she was just saying, she was here early. And we have a guest watching today. Kristen's mom.
Live, yes.
Yes, mom is here
live.
watching, making sure we get her approval. And of course, we have Ingrid behind running everything as always. I hope everyone's doing well. Happy Friday. How was your, you went on vacation this week?
I did. I went to the mountains.
How was it?
North Carolina mountains. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Cool weather, river rafting, drinking wine outside.
I saw a lot of river rafting, and I saw there was a dog feeding Cheetos from your sister.
Yeah, the rafter, the guide, I guess, had brought along his dog.
Oh, it was his dog. I was wondering whose dog that was.
Yeah, he made for a very nice trip. It wasn't too exciting. I got pushed. I got a big, I was, during the Class 3 rapids, I got thrown off my seat.
Class 3 rapids. What is Class 3?
But I know that might sound exciting, but it was like really.
It probably didn't take much.
Yeah, 10 seconds of Class 3 rapids, and the rest of the time we didn't even paddle.
I'm going to have to Google Class 3 rapids before the end of the day today. So again, hope everyone's doing well. We're going to give everyone a second to get in here. I guess we got 5 people already. I can't believe it's Friday already. The one thing about this show is it just is it's a great way
It's a marker of time.
Oh my gosh.
The passing of time.
Is it a marker of time? So we're going to have a great show today. There is a visitor, not a visitor. We're going to have a guest on who is a customer. I haven't told someone who's also a visitor this week who's coming on today. He has no idea a surprise is coming for him.
Two special guests.
Two special guests, yeah. So what was it about? Did you just hear him? we have the man, the legend, Mr. Evan Archer has been down here this week helping us get the shop up and running. So much thanking. And yes, we officially have sawdust in the new building. We have been cutting lumber, setting up tables.
We're not live on YouTube.
Why not?
I don't know.
I bet you we are.
Kenzie says no. Where is the restream?
Okay, so let me know. Bring up comments. I bet you we are.
I don't even have the comments here.
Ingrid.
Why don't you go over there and check?
I'm going to go over there and check.
Mom, you can sit in.
I literally
Well, actually, I was going to have Evan sit in.
Evan, sit in.
Evan, why don't you come in, sit in, and say hi. Come on, buddy. Actually, I have a special guest for you today. A little surprise. While we figure everything out.
We can't have an empty chair.
Right here. That's your comments.
It's bad for business.
And yes, you do live. See, look, YouTube's working.
Yeah, you actually don't need to do it. Yeah, you only need to do it to hear Kenzie.
Oh, you're putting in my earbuds. Now I'm going to be grossed out. Good morning from California. So everything is working. And, okay, well, that was a quick sit-in. No, you can stay right there. And,
you can take my chair.
so what do you think? No, you can stay right there, too. You're
We can
always
get all
trying to
3 of
excuse-
us in here.
Well, I was going to set up a mic, but, a lot of people hear me talk about Evan. This is Evan, and if you've ever watched some of our YouTube videos, I'm sure you've seen Evan. He tries to hide a little bit, and a lot of it. Today, we actually have Shelley is going to be coming on. She's going to be talking about her goose house, and she sent me a message the other day saying her goose house is doing better than her chicken coop, that the deep litter system is working that good. So I thought you'd get a kick out of seeing how it looks. and I was going to tell a little bit of the story of all that had to happen, and thanks to you, from the design to actually having to load it up. You drove all the way down there. Was it warm when you put it together?
It was very warm.
I don't feel sorry for you very often, but I actually felt sorry this one time. I could tell you were down there cooking.
Yeah,
So we're going to bring her on. I see Kenzie's in the green room. And so, again, it looks like everything is working. Give us a thumbs up. Make sure the audio works well. And we're going to go ahead and get started. So let's go ahead and bring Mackenzie in. I'm going to go ahead and take my seat back, Evan.
Yes, sir.
And we're going to bring you in when we bring Shelley in, okay? All right. Sound good? All right. So that was Evan Archer doing a little sit-in.
Hi, Kenzie.
Evan. Hi.
Hi, Mackenzie. Again, how are you?
Fantastic.
Poor
It's
Mackenzie.
been it's been a week without Evan here. It's different.
Oh,
it
that
quiet?
is interesting. Has it been good or bad without Evan there?
It's just been without Evan here. It's not been good or bad. It's just different. He definitely brings a different light to this location.
It's
So-
okay. You can say you miss him.
Yeah, it's okay.
I do. I already told him that I missed him. I'm like, no,
Yeah,
buddy, I missed you.
it is definitely not the same without Evan in the shop.
No.
There's just people have no idea how much you have to the knowledge in order to run this business is just incredible. Especially that we still, even though we've been doing this 12 years, the growing pains are still so real. We're splitting up the company. I thought this was going to be a difficult transition. It's turning into a nightmare. But as always, we're going to figure it out all the way down to making sure when Sean drives down that he has everything I asked for. So yeah, this morning was a heck of a morning. But we do have hemp in stock now in Raleigh.
Yeah, I was surprised. I walked in here and I saw hemp, I saw wood, and I heard power tools.
Yeah, there's power tools. There's official sawdust in the air.
Yeah, that's why I touched your skin because sometimes
yeah.
you're like,
And
yeah.
glitter.
Yeah,
That's
what
right,
it's
man,
called.
glitter. So anyways, Mackenzie, let's fire away. I'm glad we got some comments coming in. People are watching. I can't wait to hear the top 3 questions of the week.
Yeah, it was my computer. I totally lied. You were live.
I know.
You
And
know,
I'm noticing
well, my
the
computer's
stream.
been all messed up.
The stream is working phenomenal today. I just like everyone to notice. Now that I probably jinxed it.
I turned my cellular data off.
Shocker.
Anyway, so my first couple of questions are actually from one of our customers in New Hampshire. She is a loyal watcher, loyal customer. She keeps in contact with us regularly. Miss Francine, she wanted to know first, what should she look for while doing a health check on her flock?
Oh.
She's had her coop for about a year.
Health check.
little less.
Really, a health check more than what you're not really looking so much for a negative. You're just looking for, you're really just looking to make sure everybody's acting normal. That's the primary thing, because chickens, by their very nature, they're active, their posture is correct, their comb and wattle is red. Those are the primary things that will tip you off that something's not right. And by posture, I mean that the tail's up, they're active, they're pecking, scratching.
They're acting like chickens.
Yes.
So that's a great point, is that we're not necessarily looking for maybe the negatives, but
Right.
if we always look for the positives, and if we don't see the positive, that's a clue to go look for
Right.
something negative. Especially coccidosis is one of the textbook examples where when they're hunched down and they're kind of crunching in their neck.
And even if they have worms or some other issue, they will present themselves in a different way. I mean, both their mannerisms, they'll be less active, their coloring would be off. Those things are how they present themselves when they are sick, and it could be just a variety of things that make them sick. Now, if you want to go a step further and start looking for some signs of parasites, you would look at their feet, at their legs and their feet, and the scaly leg mite is very easy to tell. Their legs will start looking kind of white and flaky.
Oh,
usually
it's so
those,
disgusting.
Usually those scales on their legs.
They're
I'm
like
using my
raised
arms
a little bit
to
and
demonstrate
separated.
like I've got chicken legs as arms, but they're
No, don't do it.
Am I turning into a
So
chicken?
anyway, so that's a great point. Go ahead. Shelley's coming into the green room. Go ahead, bring her on. Ingrid. Oh, don't bring her on, but bring her into the green room. Make sure Shelley. So again, she's down in Alabama. She has one of our most popular chicken coops, and of course now the Goose House. And as I said at the beginning of the show, she's gonna give us a demonstration of how her Goose House is doing. And actually, this is just how real life is. There's storms coming in. And her connection, I think, right now is good. But we have some storms coming in. So I was thinking possibly, since she is here, if we can just check in with Shelley real quick and see how things are going. And then maybe if things are going well, we got good connection, the storm isn't going yet. Maybe we can buy a couple more seconds, get through the rest of the questions. And, of course, if you guys have any questions in particular about Shelley's coop, or I guess, again, we're talking about the Goose House. And the biggest question was, what was it, 4, 5, 6? I don't know how many weeks ago we started talking about the design of the Goose House, and that we were questioning whether or not the deep litter system will work with geese and ducks. And I even had some people tell me it won't work. And of course I did what we always do. We just did it. And we're going to do our own research. So yeah, so you can see Shelley's Goose House. And then you can see her chicken coop in the background. And we're going to have Shelley talk to us about how it's going inside there. So let's, as long as we got Shelley in the green room, let's go and finish up with Mackenzie. So that was a great answer. You got to look for the things that are positive.
Yeah. So and also look at their feet and look at their vent for any signs of mites.
Right. Well, there's something else you look at to tell, and us humans have to do the same thing. Droppings. Droppings tell you if you see blood in the stool. I'm surprised that's not something you brought up. I thought that was going to be your first thing.
Oh, yeah. I'm just a big fan of chicken poop, right? Right.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
We love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can see evidence of worms or blood in the stool, so that
exactly.
is.
And
but please remember, a lot of new chicken owners do freak out when they see that once a day dropping that's mostly liquid and stinky. So that's the once a day clean out. Usually they're nice round mounds with white on top.
So I think we might be having trouble with Shelley and the internet. This may not work. She did warn us that there's a storm coming in.
Let's just try to go to her.
Yeah, let's go ahead and go
get
to
back to
Alabama right now. Mackenzie, if you can stay in the green room. I know you got a busy day, but I'd love to get through the next two questions. Look at this. Shelley, good morning. Can you hear us?
Hey, good morning, guys.
Wow, this is working perfectly. Evan, come over here and check out the geese. Here, why don't you scoot over? Have Evan go, or you want him just to sit there? Okay.
Come here, Evan.
We're going to lose you. I want you to see the Goose House. Here, Evan, you sit here. Huh? You stay. You're always trying to excuse yourself.
Rock it out.
Yeah, actually, let me sit there if you don't mind.
Oh, like musical chairs. Now Ingrid's up.
Yeah, so we completely played musical chairs. How's the new earbuds?
They're good.
They're good.
See if my ears are sweaty.
All right, there we. Oh my gosh, that is so loud over here.
They got
Mom, there's a chair there if you want to be able to see here, over here. Because you can't see this one.
All right, so there's the Goose House. Evan, does this bring back some? Are you feeling hot and sweaty all of a sudden? So Shelley, if you could do us a favor, and I can't believe how big your geese have gotten already.
So they're 8 weeks old, and they're usually free ranging, but they came to make an appearance on the show.
Wow, they are so beautiful. So how has it been so far owning geese? Any surprises?
You can see my big rooster, who's usually in charge. He's submissive to the geese. So geese are super easy compared to chickens. If I had gotten geese first, I might not have gotten chickens. But they don't lay as many eggs, so there's that.
Wait a minute, hold on.
Napoleon, who's on the show too. There you go. Hey, little man.
I can't believe what she just said. My mind is blown. My mind is blown. That is exactly the opposite that I expected. Maybe, is it going so well because of the Goose House, maybe?
Well, of course. Yeah, definitely. They love their little house.
So
They
that is a
parade-
great.
They parade in every night. They're creatures of habit, just like chickens, but you have to put them to bed at night. So we go gather and we parade in single file every night. But they only go in the house at night. They're free ranging. They have a job here on the farm is to guard the geese. I mean, guard the chickens. I'm sorry.
Have they already started guarding?
Oh, definitely. Geese are definitely always watching the environment around them. So they turn their heads side to side and watch the sky pretty much all the time.
Are they noisy?
Oh, yeah, of course. You want to hear them?
Yeah, all I hear is
girls.
the rooster.
Yeah. Come on, girls. Want to talk? Talk to us. Oh, yeah. Come on. Talk to us. Talk.
I don't hear
Well,
them.
yeah, they're kind of squeaky, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So they haven't really started their and here's the chicken house, guys. I think when last you guys were here, it was red dirt around the chicken house.
Yeah, that looks amazing.
It does. You should see it in person. It's gorgeous.
Yeah, that
So
landscaping is great.
They haven't started their honk. They're still talking baby talk.
Oh, does it matter if they're male or female for guarding?
It does not. I think 3 females, possibly 1 gander, but we won't know until spring when egg laying season starts. But they are all territorial and they all have imprinted on the chickens very well. They do let the certain hens know that they're not in charge. A little hiss here or there.
So
But-
Shelley, don't mean to cut you off, but I'm just dying to see the inside of the goose house. And
Sure.
the biggest question is, how has the deep litter system been working? Has it been working at all? Have you learned anything new? Anything at all? If you could, if it's possible for you to sneak around and show us the backside of that goose house. And again, I just want to. There is so much that went on behind the scenes in the design of this goose house, and we even had a show dedicated talking to a goose expert to learn the do's and don'ts. And I mean, look at this structure. I couldn't be happier that Evan is able to take not only this design from scratch, design it in a program that we use, Google SketchUp, and then had it built in the shop, brought it down to Alabama by himself. We were actually getting far behind on deliveries. We couldn't pull the road crew, and he took it upon himself to bring it down and get it done. And Evan, I can't thank you enough, buddy. It is just an amazing job. So there it is. Now, the one thing I do want to point out right away, that we did make a difference in the deep litter system, that we decided not to do the high-density polyethylene, that we decided to, Evan, that was 3/4.
3/4. Yep.
3/4 ply.
And we oiled it.
Talk right into that mic.
Oh, you can't hear me?
Well, I just want to make sure people can hear you.
Sorry.
So now, who oiled the plywood? Did we do that or Shelley do that?
I did that.
You did that. Now, what did you use to oil it?
Just a brush.
No. What kind of product?
Timber oil.
Timber oil. Okay. And the whole idea why we did not use the high density is because we were nervous that if the deep litter system wasn't going to work, the floor was going to be too slippery
Yes.
for the geese, and the same thing with ducks. So, Shelley, tell us, how's
So
it
I'm gonna
looking? Are
try
you?
to-
Go ahead.
I'm gonna. You guys are better at this camera thing than me, but I'm gonna.
You're doing
open the
wonderful.
door so you guys can see how that drops down.
Nice.
So that's the deep litter door. So geese, after they're, I guess, weaned off of their baby routine and they can sleep through the night, you can stop leaving water and food with them. We take a drink but right before bedtime, like a kid does, and then we parade in. So that being said, they're super wet and super messy, but when you don't have to put water in the house at night, then it works out. So this hemp has been in there for, I don't know, it's over a month. It's over a month worth of goose poop in there, and I'll let you see it. I just turn it just like you would the coop litter, and it's dry. It's completely dry. There's nothing wet in that coop.
So it's working perfectly.
Yeah. I was just gonna
Yeah,
ask
I
that
mean,
'cause
I think we all
make
were
a
really
mess.
apprehensive.
Mm-hmm.
Was this going to work? Because geese are super wet and messy. And
Right.
their poop is wet.
Right. So another thing I wanted to point out, and here's another thing, conversations that happen between you and I, in particular, because you have so much experience, you've bought a lot of hemp from us, and if I remember correctly, you prefer the Aubie chick, correct?
I do prefer that for the chickens. This hemp that's in the goose house is more like the horse hemp. It's in the smaller bag you guys just started selling, the 20-pound bag.
Oh, that's the cocoon. Okay. Well, is that particle size the same as the horse bedding or the same as the Aubie chick?
It's about the same as the horse bedding.
Okay. Gotcha. All right. So
I actually like it better. I actually like it for the geese because their poop is bigger, if that makes sense.
okay. Well, that's a good point. So there's a lot to learn from there. So again, Shelley, thank you so much. I hope our viewers are enjoying this, and just kind of a follow up on a couple shows that we've done again a month or two ago where we didn't know exactly what we should do, what we shouldn't do. We brought on a goose expert. We learned a lot from her. And here's the thing. It's really just this simple. All we did is we lowered that deep litter system. We decided to have the deep litter area like a wooden salad bowl and not of a plastic bowl, if you will. And I think that worked out perfect. And just look how gorgeous that is. We were able to.
Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, it is so beautiful. Evan, what were the dimensions of that goose house, real quick, just so we can give our viewers?
It was 8 by 8, and I don't remember what was at the peak. Like
Tall.
Yeah.
Could you stand up in there?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you can stand up. It's
I wanna
nice
say
because
like
when you
8 at the peak.
easy to clean.
Yeah, that's another good point. And if I remember correctly, that happened based on the design, especially with the 12-12 pitch. But we also learned that when you're designing a goose house, you want very high, tall, vaulted ceilings, if you will, inside there. So that just worked out
Why is that? Do you know?
to help with the ventilation.
Okay. Okay.
Because their poop's big.
Yeah.
Ah.
So we need even more dilution to the pollution.
Okay. Okay.
Can you show us the chicken coop?
Can you show us the chicken? Ingrid would like to know if you can show us the chicken coop.
Some of our
Sure.
viewers
Sure.
might not have seen it.
Yeah, this is a very popular chicken coop. And I just want to point out, if you haven't seen this chicken coop before, this was the roof is a 12-12 pitch, so it's very steep, and it's also hand split cedar shakes for the roof that matches her home. I'm not sure if she wants to give us a shot of kind of how beautiful it is, or it matches. I mean, look at that. I mean, this is something just out of Better Homes and Gardens, or Martha Stewart. If she was watching right now, she'd be pretty proud. That is just a beautiful. Look at all the stonework along the foundation. Are your chickens maybe jealous? Have you had any problems with the chickens not sharing with the geese? Have the chickens gone into the goose house? Have the geese gone into the chicken coop? Anything like that?
The geese don't go in the chicken coop. The chickens, of course, are nosy Nellies, and they checked out the goose house.
They are.
Probably looking for food more than anything. But there was just a little bit of hen pecking. Just order mainly, not with all of the hens, but with some of the top hens. But it really is nothing compared to introducing chickens to chickens. It's super easy. Geese are just kind of very matter of fact about the fact that they're in charge. Their wings are bigger, and so I found it super easy. I mean, everybody free ranges around here, which is why we chose to get guardian geese, because of the hawks. So you can see there's chickens hanging out, and the geese are hanging out. And
So those geese are going to double in size still, or no? Are they almost, how much bigger are they going to get?
so the French Toulouse, which is Claudette right here. By the way, the storm coming in is named Claudette. And she'll be about 25, 30 pounds. So she's only, I'd say,
Whoa.
10.
Wow.
Yeah, so she will definitely double in size.
25 to 30 pounds.
That is huge.
Daisy, the Sebastopol right there, the pretty feathers, she'll only be about 15 to 20 pounds, and she's probably about 8 pounds right now. And they're herbivores. They only eat grass. They free range all day long. They eat very little grain in the summertime. But you can see back here in the back, we do have our chicken silo.
Oh, you got the feed silo from CoopWorx.
So, and CoopWorx actually made this one for geese. It's taller than usual. Let me see if I can walk around. I've got a girl right here with bumblefoot. She had surgery this morning.
Oh, wow.
So they made it taller so the chickens can't get the goose food, and the geese can get in there and eat what they need to eat, but they don't eat that much grain during the day.
Wow, that is interesting.
So you can't feed them the same thing?
Well, so right now the geese are on their 8-week to 14-week protein regimen, and they're getting basically grower feed right now, and then they have to have some yeast in there for the niacin. So the girls are on layer feed. And geese just need a little different diet right now. Eventually, everybody will eat the same feed, but the chickens don't prefer pellets, which they eat whole grain food, and the geese need pellets so their noses don't get stopped up. See, there's something for everybody.
See, I'm learning too.
Yeah, that's a great point. Well, Shelley, thank you so much. Thank you for taking the time out of your day today to show us your chick coop, your goose house. Thank you so much for your business. Thank you for your repeat business. I hope you love it. I can't wait to hear what may be your next. I know I'm not sure if we shared with you that we've invented the world's best goat house, but just keep that in mind. And again, Evan, just outstanding job from the design to the execution. I know it was hell. I felt sorry for you because I know what it was like to be there, because we were there also when it was hot doing the chicken coop, and you did it. You saw it through, and I'm sure
that roof required a lot of cuts.
Yeah. How long did it take you to do that roof?
2 days.
2 days.
2.5
Yes.
days.
Yeah, there's a lot of cuts, and it's not fun being by yourself because you got to go up, down, up, down, up, down versus two people. It's amazing how much time they would save. But we just didn't have the manpower ready. We couldn't pull the guys. They were, I don't know where they were, but they were somewhere not in Alabama. But anyways, all right. Well, Shelley, thank you so much. I do know that I'm going to be giving you a call soon. Once things start to settle down here at the new shop, I do plan on doing either a road trip or a plane trip, flying around, and we are so due to do a walk-around video, with your permission, of course, and do a follow-up video on your chicken coop. So we should hopefully be in touch soon to get that scheduled.
Sure. Thanks, Evan. We love it.
You're very welcome.
We did provide Evan with margaritas.
Oh, I didn't know about that.
Yeah, he makes the best margarita. I'm telling you.
It wasn't all bad. It wasn't all bad.
Oh, I don't know.
Well, I might be signing up for the
now
next
I'm
visit.
finding out.
Yeah, I want to go.
All right, here you go, Ingrid.
I want to go. And I did want to reiterate, too, Evan created that. I mean, start to finish. He was both the designer and the builder and on site. So he got to see that project from inception.
Yep, oh, it's full circle.
Yep.
Well, I'm glad to hear that I know at one point we were worried about, because of so many geese, them not imprinting on the chicken, so I'm glad to hear that they did, just because of things that we were reading.
Right. I'm really fascinated by this, so I'm going to ask some follow-up questions later.
Yeah, it looks great, Shelley.
All right,
The
Evan,
whole
your job's
garden
done.
looks great.
Thank you very much. The buzzer
Good
just
job.
went off. I'm just kidding. No noise out
Thanks,
there.
y'all.
We're gonna
Thank
share
you,
earwax
Shelley.
here. I'm
We
a little
really
grossed out
appreciate it.
by
We'll be in
it.
touch. Stay
Okay,
safe.
bye.
You
Stay
can wipe
safe.
it on your shirt. Yeah, there you go.
All right. I'm not sure if
I think you can get diseases from earwax.
I'm not sure. I'm sure
I
someone.
think you're okay.
I'm sure someone knows. So I know there might have been a couple questions, and I didn't want to take a chance on losing Shelley because I know that storm was coming in. But then someone did say the storm is coming in tonight. But that went really well. I hope our viewers enjoyed that. I tell you, I just learned a lot, and I'm still blown away that she said if she would have got geese first, she probably would not have gotten chickens.
Really?
Did you hear that? That's what
No.
I heard. That's exactly what she said. Thank you. Thank you.
It is
Got
what
Evan.
she said.
That's right. And Mackenzie's still in the green room. So if we can bring Mackenzie back in. And again, if you guys are just joining us, maybe caught the middle of that, that was Shelley, our customer down in Alabama, Foley, Alabama, Gulf Shores, Alabama, one of the greatest places in this country. If you ever want to go on vacation, Gulf Shores, Alabama. The beaches are amazing. It's very affordable. People like to have a good time, right, Evan? Floribama. Well, of course, yeah, and then you could sneak right over to Floribama. Anyways, all right. So what'd you think about that?
That was amazing. I mean, I really just I was there for the Goose interview, the expert, and maybe you can say when was that? Was that March, April?
It's become
no, it was March. It was March. So if you want to go back and listen to that show, I
Right.
couldn't hear it. I was there in the room, but we didn't have a splitter for the headphones, and we were in Florida, so I didn't get to hear a lot of that. So we might want to revisit some of those high points for people who didn't catch that show. Basically, it was the geese are guardians of chickens. So if you're looking for some sort of guardian for your chickens, for your flock, geese could be a solution for you.
Oh my gosh, nothing I love when an animal has a job.
Right.
I love that. And I love that she also mentioned something that we've been working on for the past 2 years now, is how to be able to have all these animals commingle and not have the problems that most people say you'll have when you do that, especially with housing them and keeping them separated. And then she mentioned about, having that coop silo up higher so the chickens can't get to it. But she also made an interesting point that they can't eat crumbles because it'll clog their nostrils. I never heard of that before.
Yeah, I don't know anything about geese, so it was all very interesting.
I'm
to me.
curious if they have to like blow bubbles like ducks will. We do it with our duck dippers. I've been kind of helping my sister with I call them my niece ducks, but I figured out that I have a couple neff ducks, so they have to find a new home. But they blow bubbles all the time, and we'll cut a watermelon in half, and they'll make puddles in the watermelon and blow bubbles in the watermelon.
What? You got to get that on video. Have you ever seen that?
No, I haven't seen that. I haven't had ducks for a long time.
I think I might have one actually.
Okay,
But
I
she
would
has,
love to see that
9 or
video.
10 ducks. I'll have to find it. They're the best. They're the funniest ducks I've ever seen. But anyways, so where we left off, we were kind of talking about mites, which leads into kind of a follow-up question. Francine had purchased some Elector PSP for the treatment of her mites. Took her rope wrap roost bars out.
Just lost Ingrid there. Or Ingrid. I am screwing up everyone's names. It is unbelievable.
Who
We
am
just
I?
lost Mackenzie there for a minute. Not sure what happened. She was just mentioning something about, I've never heard of that.
Maybe she was just treating her roost bar for mites as a preventative. I don't know.
Yeah, we lost her there. Ingrid, if you want to just
Or
go
were
ahead
you,
and bring her
as
down,
an
maybe she'll come back in.
exterminator,
Not sure
are
what
you
happened.
familiar with that product?
No, I've never even heard of it.
Yeah, I didn't recognize it either.
You know what I've used for mites? You can put Vaseline on their legs because it suffocates them.
Okay, so for scaly leg.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mineral
yes.
oil and some other things. you
So
can
here,
use.
to this point, and I don't know if we talked about possibly getting into pests in this show. I'm not sure if
Of
we
course
officially
we are.
I'm not sure if officially we did that, but I just wanted to make a point right there how important it is that you got to understand what kind of mite you're dealing with so that you know what type of treatment to give them. And I think when I read a lot of things when people are giving advice about pests, and I see it on Facebook.
Happy birthday.
I should almost turn the camera around. Why?
No.
Do it.
Birthday, dear Ingrid.
Oh, man.
Happy birthday to you.
Oh my gosh, hold on. I had no idea.
No.
We're going to turn the camera around.
No.
And surprise,
Thank you.
Here's Nan and Jetta and Maddie, and it's happy birthday time for Ingrid. Happy birthday, Ingrid.
Happy birthday.
So
Thank you.
Technically, Ingrid's birthday is on Monday, but because Ingrid Day is on Friday,
Oh.
Again, Ingrid.
We
There
had
we
to
go.
we had to adjust our company snack time.
Oh, gotcha.
So happy birthday!
Happy
Ingrid.
birthday.
This is our
you.
first
Thank
birthday
you.
celebration here at the shop.
That is true. And who's better to have than Ingrid's? Happy, what, 22, 23?
29.
29.
God, Ingrid, you're old.
I know.
20.
How did that happen? Thank you. Thank you. I love
Okay,
cupcakes.
well,
Sorry for the interruption.
No,
Oh,
I
that was
appreciate
perfect.
that.
I thought
Thank
it
you.
That was perfect.
I didn't wanna
love
miss
surprises.
anything.
Thank you. Thank you. That's
All right,
so
I
sweet.
think I got the camera back on.
We'll have
Yeah.
cupcakes.
That made me very nervous
Okay.
to actually take such an important piece and to turn around. So a little behind the scenes there. Happy birthday, Ingrid.
Thank you.
Are you doing anything special for your birthday?
No.
No. Gardening. Oh, did
Gardening.
we talk about, so did we have a show already since we went live at Ingrid's house?
We did.
Okay, I couldn't remember. And we
We owe her a bottle of wine.
We owe her a bottle of wine. And I was just thinking, too, before we lost Mackenzie, that you brought up something that you haven't had ducks in a while. So I'm very curious how it's going with Dale.
Oh, nothing. I went on vacation and tried not to think about it. So,
The typical go-to.
yeah, well, we'll reconnect.
We'll reconnect in a little bit.
Yeah.
And then someone, I don't know if Ingrid, so again, everyone, if you didn't get a chance, we have a live video that should be streaming, or it's up on Instagram, where we went and visited Ingrid at her home, and it's just incredible.
That was on YouTube.
It was on YouTube. Okay, I couldn't remember.
Yeah.
So you
I
get
went back and looked at it again.
Yeah,
I
you'll
watched
get
it again.
you'll get a chance to see all that she's doing, all the good that she's doing for herself, her family, the environment, and that
neighbors.
local, that ecology there, and
Pollinators.
the compost bucket for the neighbors, and then someone leaves a letter very
Well,
recently.
A newt. A little torn off piece of paper with serial killer block letters.
Yeah,
It was
pretty much.
creepy.
Yeah, it was.
It was nuts.
It was really rather unbelievable. Like Ingrid's got a Dale.
Yeah. So
Yeah, it's just a hater.
It said that my house and property looked like blank,
Yeah.
and that it's an eyesore to the neighborhood.
Man, and I have not seen anything more manicured than this garden. I mean, she's got garden paths. She's got, repeating plants, and just, it's just trellised, and
Thank you.
it
So
is just.
yeah, it is amazing, and I think Ingrid did make a good point. I'm sure a lot of people can relate that he's just jealous how much your neighbors love you for all that you're doing there.
Yeah.
We got a wasp flying in. Do we have anyone that's allergic? Just a little
I
paper
don't think
wasp.
he's gonna bother anybody.
She. Or is that a mud dauber? Oh, it's coming in underneath the legs. Now I'm nervous.
No, it's under the desk.
So I see we got Ingrid. We got Mackenzie back in the green
Did that
room.
wasp identify?
Oh, you
as a
are
female
correct.
or
Oh,
male?
geez, here we go.
I missed it.
We just have a wasp flying around.
All right, Mackenzie's back.
So hi, Mackenzie. What happened to you? Did we?
So because I do the show on my phone, I forgot that I had called our lumber distributor prior to the show, and then he was calling me back, and my phone went kaput. So
Can I tell you
Yeah.
that we've been bringing lumber down from the New York shop because I it's just been difficult to have a whole truck.
And
make
why
it-
not? Why not drive it 500 miles?
Yeah, and let's bring a bundle of
fuel. I heard fuel is super cheap right now.
So in the lumber.
Yeah, we don't have any lumber in the South, so I'm really glad you got some of that Yankee.
There's no
lumber
Doug
down
fir.
here.
There's no Doug fir here.
Oh, the Doug fir that's grown on the West Coast, thousands of miles away.
Yeah, but our customers love it, and it showed up, and it's 2 by 12
they
by
do.
12.
What?
It's not even the right lumber. It's good times.
Thanks,
So-
Sean.
Well, it wasn't. I don't know whose fault it was. We're not going to blame anyone.
Oh, sorry. Okay, I take that back, Sean.
So, anyways, okay.
Sean's the driver.
We haven't answered any comments or talked about any comments. We're kind of ignoring our listeners and viewers right now. I see Ingrid's over there scrolling. Want to make sure we didn't miss anything. And it's already
Miss Francine is in the comments. She is, before I got cut off, trying to buy wood.
Well, at least you're trying to buy wood.
I'm trying so hard. There's like either plenty to be had, and we just received a truck, or we need a truck and there's none to be had, and it's like this cyclical baloney.
It's a nightmare. It is. It's just
Yeah.
unreal right now.
Do you remember those days when you used to just pick up the phone and buy wood?
Yeah. Pick up the phone.
And it got delivered?
Yeah, buy a lot of things, and
Yeah.
it's just
Yeah.
either way. Let's get back to the chickens and chicken coops. This is what people are here, not to hear our problems. And
So do we have more?
Well, sometimes it's nice to know you're not alone.
there could be some truth to
Yeah.
that. I feel alone quite often.
Does Mackenzie have more questions?
Yes. Well, we only got to one, right?
Two, there was the
Well, I got to
Oh, yeah.
1.5.
Right. 1.5. So what
Um,
was? Let's redo the second one, please.
So Francine asked, she went out and purchased some Elector PSP to treat her coop for mites. She had found during her health check that some of her girls had been affected by mites around their vents. She went through, took care of that, but she wanted to know, will spraying the deep litter corners affect the good bacteria in her deep litter, in her industrial hemp that she's using?
So so I'm not familiar with the
Yeah.
product she's using.
yeah. Without knowing what
I have
she's-
also not used it.
Yeah. What I don't even know is I guess that is that an insecticide? I would think that an insecticide wouldn't hurt composting necessarily.
It really shouldn't.
Yeah.
What the concern usually is when you do go to compost, what other chemicals might be in there.
Right.
I think the microbes will be just fine. But she also mentioned, so the mites.
Ingrid, what do you think?
Um,
It looks like she was.
yeah, I don't know, and I don't know if it's necessary to do that if the mites are living in the hemp. Like the mites, I mean, all animals have mites, and then it's only when they get out of balance for some reason
Right.
where it becomes a problem.
We even have dust mites, right?
We have mites living in
Right.
our eyebrows, don't we? Like little
Yeah.
crawly things.
Eyelashes.
So here's the
Stop
important thing: you have to have
Sorry, Kenzie.
you have to have positive you have to have positive identification. So, and then they also the question, part of the question was spraying the corners. You know,
And
you
that's
got
that's probably assuming that the mites are living in the wood.
that's
right?
that's exactly it. And most mites are ectoparasitic. You know, they're going to be feeding on the host, living on the host. But you got roost mites that will actually act very similar to bed bugs, where they'll come out at night, feed, and then go crawl away and hide in cracks and crevices. So right there, if you identify, okay, we got roost mites going on, the place to treat is where the pest is spending most of its time, especially if it's a non-repellent type treatment. Mites are very, very difficult. They're any insect that has a piercing, sucking mouth part. Because what you have to realize is most insecticides kill an insect through ingestion. Unless you spray it directly, then it'll be dermal, go through the outside and then in. But once that product's dry, you know, mites and the mosquitoes and ticks, things like that, they're not going around picking that insecticide up and feeding on it. So it's just very difficult. So again, that's why it's so important to target where they're spending most of their time to increase the chances of the toxicity getting into the body from the outside. So must identify what it is. Do you have an idea if they're around the vent? If that's a specific type of mite?
I think that's just your. I think that's a regular host feeding mite.
And that's
Gotcha.
just where you happen to see them easily.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. So we'll have to come back to that one. I'll have to read more about the product. We got to read the label. The label
Yeah.
will tell you everything you need to know.
I pulled it up on here. I'm not familiar, and I like knock on wood. I've never had mites in my last 3 flocks that I've had, which I got out of the game for a while. Didn't have chickens, but luckily I've never. I've had such good luck with all my flocks. But I did pull this up to read it, and I'm definitely going to do some more research on it.
Gotcha. So let's get to the third question, and I was hoping to maybe do one more quick surprise visit.
So this is kind of a question that I was going to ask, and Francine also went into as well. How often should you give a chicken a bath?
A wet bath or a dust? What kind of bath?
A wet bath.
Ingrid, what do you think?
I don't. They have feathers. They don't really like getting wet.
They're not supposed to get wet.
The only time I've ever given them any kind of bath is if I had to clean them for some reason on their butt, or soaking their feet for bumblefoot. If they need to soak for something, but that's not a full on. That's usually just their bottom half.
Right.
So it's either their
I just
bent
gave
or
one
their.
of my chickens a bath.
Yeah.
and blow dried her.
What you Kenzie, you gave your chicken a bath?
Yes. So my Sapphire Splash tulip, she is not splashed at all. She's just white, and she likes to lay directly where all of the other chickens just pooped. And all of her breast feathers were like stuck together with the really wet droppings.
Yeah. Eventually that'll go
we just-
away, but like
Yeah,
when they
no, it's
molt.
just really gross because she's all white. So she just got a quick little bath in the backyard. She wasn't super happy with me, but they're very used to being handled.
That helps.
I think the two biggest chickens that had a problem with it were the smallest chickens who hate when anything is different or any of the other big chicks are taken away. They get really mad if they can't see all 8 of my full-sized birds.
Yep, that's a flock.
So real quick, speaking of baths, it's summertime. Today's June. I don't know. Actually, I don't even know what date it is. It's middle of June. It's hot out, and there are so many people that still think it's a good idea to dunk your chicken in cold water to cool them down. And I want to make sure people realize that is not a good idea, at least in my opinion, because that's not how chickens are meant to cool down. And when Ingrid mentioned something, that is how you want to cool them down, is just by dunking their feet. That's where they will release a lot of their body heat, if they will.
So
just want to make
I
that
set
point.
up three buckets of warm water. The first was just warm water and some dish soap. I cleaned her feathers real quick, and then dunked her in some warm water and apple cider vinegar, and then just plain water, towel dried her, and took a blow dryer on low to her feathers, which she did almost fall asleep in.
Is she a
So
silky?
She was fine. No,
she's
she acts like one though.
Alrighty.
She likes to lean like right up against the fence and like wait for the fence to move.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
like,
a
no,
silky
no.
for you, acting just like a silky. Mackenzie, thank you. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, well, just to reiterate, chickens take their own baths. It's
Yes.
called a dust bath.
Dust bath.
Yeah,
So you
and
don't
they
have to give
do.
them a
I
bath.
have, I put, if we have a fire, I'll put some fresh ash in there. I'll mix it with some sand, a little bit of DE, and they do pretty well. They're just so messy.
So that's one reason why you may not want a white chicken.
And someone
do-
did.
they
She
do
was
tend to-
supposed to be gray.
Right. But they do show their dirt. Which is why I don't have a white kitchen floor.
Or a white cat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
I'll
not
never
supposed to
get
wear
another
white
white chicken or another black pickup.
Alrighty, Mackenzie, thank you so much. Thank you for all
Thanks,
you're doing
guys.
up
Have a
there.
good weekend.
Yes,
See you
you
next
have a
week.
great weekend too. Thank you. So that was Mackenzie,
Bye.
everyone. And finally, it took us 15 minutes just to get through those 3 questions. But we got some comments coming in. Ingrid's right on the ball, bringing those in. And I just would like to mention both your sisters. I turned around and I see Nikki, and I think I saw Kelly over there. What a
Yeah,
surprise.
the-
In from Arizona.
The Coberly family vacation
You got your
continues.
2 sisters and your mother here. How's it feel to have family here watching what you do on Friday afternoons?
Yeah, they can't hear what's going on.
I know,
So
I-
it's not very exciting.
Yeah,
I
it's
bet.
not. I was just thinking it'd be probably a lot more exciting if if we had another TV, like we can monitor what we're doing here. We'll have to get another TV so they can see it, or they could be watching.
Oh, we can have a studio audience with the applause.
Yeah, well, we have that, but it's a little fake. So what kind of questions do we have coming in, Ingrid?
So Dee Dee Newman's question about the hemp. So she asked, am I supposed to remove the poop? I turn it over every day with a scooper, and I'm noticing smell even when all the windows are open. 6 hens in a 4x6 hen house.
I think she's doing too much.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Do less. You don't remove the
Yeah.
poo. Leave it in there. You might be starving the microbes. You got to give it a chance for them to do their
I'd
job.
let it sit too.
Set it and forget it. I know that's hard for people to hear, but trust me, the system, as long as you're not overloading.
She said it was added in April because I
Yeah.
was wondering too if it was because in the beginning you don't have composting on your side. You've got just the ratio, the large amount of dry material to soak up that ammonia for the smell. So I assume that she used a full bale or certainly enough to get enough dry material for the small number of hens she has. So I'm a little perplexed there. So
I see another person there mentioned the cocoon. So that might have been a little confusing. We were supposed to offer, or we did offer 20-pound bales, something smaller. And I know it drove some people nuts. The bales came in. I didn't know they're going to be labeled under this cocoon product. And people were freaking out going, this is for hamsters and gerbils. And it was just what was printed on the bag. It's the same exact stuff. And I see someone just commented that the cocoon is working very well in their chicken coop. See, my dad's watching as always. I'm trying to bribe my dad to come back. He laughed right when I probably needed him the most. But
he
I think
wanted to go home and see his chicken.
he did, and now he's like trying to do calculations based on his new feed silo, how long he's going to be able to leave, and things like that. And I don't know. I think he's making it more complicated than it needs to be. But I'm glad he's back home and happy.
So Kelly Hines, a similar question. New to having chickens and trying drop with the pine shavings, maybe deep litter with the pine shavings. Am I supposed to let them turn it over or turn it over on myself, or let the chickens do it, or do?
What's that mean? Trying to drop little with the pine shape?
Probably trying to do little. I don't know.
With pine shavings. So, like my chickens don't necessarily turn it over that much.
Yeah,
some
especially
do.
Yeah.
If it's in the coop, yeah, they just go in there to sleep and lay eggs. So
Yeah.
they're
So-
not going to be scratching around in there.
Yeah, so it's deep litter. She's trying deep litter with pine shavings.
Okay, so here's the important things, because she said new to having chickens. Right there, we want to be very clear. Make sure if you're new to chickens, do the research on the deep litter system. Learn how the deep litter system works, and make sure you have that carbon to nitrogen ratio in check as much as possible. And what you will start to learn is, yes, you can do it with pine shavings, but pine shavings are very acidic. So it's very difficult to get that pH level right to make the compost thrive. So I do feel sometimes when people are like frowning upon deep litter, it's that they just maybe don't have the right ingredients, even though it is possible. But I think based on the ingredients tells you might have to back off with some and add a little bit more. But the smell will tell you everything, and really you gotta set it and forget it. I think
Right.
people
And
just
as far as turning it over, I wouldn't do it any more than once a week. And even that, you
Yeah.
probably don't even need to do.
and make sure you're not overloading your nitrogen. And when people tell me that they smell the chicken droppings, a lot of times that tells me they just have a high amount of nitrogen, a high dropping load.
Yeah, and I remember when I first started, I put too much hemp in because I was, it was poop. I put hemp on. I put hemp on top, and then I ended up having too much hemp and not enough poop. So you really want to let the poop do what it's supposed to do.
Is there any chance? See, now my curiosity is getting the best of me. Elector PSP, and then we see a comment from Ekin Thompson. It says PSP is the safest treatment for lice and mites. I almost wonder if you can maybe behind the scenes a little bit, or maybe we can do it next week. I would love to bring up that label, because here's where I think I want to explain to people what you should read, what you're looking for, to help make it simple. When someone says it's the safest for mites, that's nice to hear, but I'm really curious. I would love to read that label. And while she's doing that, so can you fill us in a little bit? What's going on? Nothing new with the...
I saw Mike Trapp said pests, HOA.
Yeah.
That's not the, well. Okay, so there's the label.
Okay, well, actually, yeah,
And-
there we go. Perfect. So bring that up,
And
Ingrid,
we'll say
if you
again
could.
that Matt used to be an exterminator. That was his career. So we've got an expert.
Used to be an expert. I tell you, products
you
have changed a
still-
lot. A lot of products have been taken off, which they probably should have been. I'm surprised I don't have a third eyeball coming out the back of my head. But
So Dee Dee also says that it isn't a preventative, but for active infestation.
exactly. So that's, again, there's so much to it. And to help people to be effective, and if they are going to do a treatment, you got to also understand, and this is the first thing I do. I read the
What is the
ingredients.
ingredient?
So I can't see the ingredients. I'm not sure if you can make that bigger, Ingrid. But you learn, when you do this professionally, you learn your ammunition that you're using. You're learning the ingredients, and you're going to learn the life of them. And a lot of ingredients are meant for a contact kill, and that's actually a good thing, as far as not having any residue that could be harmful, especially to non-target pests. But that also means you got to make direct contact with them. So if you don't know what the pest is, you're not knowing where to shoot, where to look. So that I had a feeling when they said it's the safest to use, and what that means is it's usually like an organic oil-based active ingredient that will become non-active even after 24 hours.
Okay, so the active ingredient is a spinosad,
Yeah,
which
I've never even heard of that one.
that is something that we use in organic gardening.
Oh.
So it's something that will kill something that's chewing on something, but not like pollinators. So if I use that on a plant to get rid of a beetle that's chewing on the leaves, it won't bother the bees that are pollinating the tomato plant, for instance.
So I can tell you right now how huge that is, because I'll never forget. And I just had this conversation with a friend of mine who's having problems with ants. And you want to take advantage when you're dealing with ants that they're a social creature. And there are some companies that did, if you will, too good of a job creating active ingredients that the transfer effect is unbelievable. But you want to have an active ingredient that has a transfer effect when you're working with social insects, because most social insects have a colony, they have a nest, and you can't get to it, so you let them be the carrier of this product. But honeybees pick it up so incredibly fast and easily, and then they fly back to their colony and it wipes them out.
Yeah, because they're social too.
Oh, big time, absolutely.
And termites too, right?
Well, it was designed
Yeah.
for termites. And we found out it was working so well on termites, we weren't getting any more ant calls where we made big money on it because they were a non-guaranteed pest. So we had to stop using it was a product called Termidor. It had fipronil. And I'm telling you, that I think a bear, I don't want to get sued. Whatever company it is that makes it. As soon as that stuff came out, that's when the honeybees, you just start hearing about nightmares of hive collapse and they're just being wiped out. And I'm like, that's the fipronil, guarantee it. But anyways. So that's good to know. I hope our viewers are, if they have any other experience with this or want to try it out, we should almost have this company become maybe a sponsor. We'll have to learn more about it.
And
but
that's just another reason why it's so great having Ingrid here, because of her expert gardening.
She is.
There's a lot of crossover there.
One-stop shop. I
Yeah.
love it. I absolutely love it. I
So-
can't believe it's already 12:58.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know where this hour. This is the fastest hour of the week.
I'm sorry. Oh, I keep sharing the wrong thing.
No, just
My
click on the
apologies.
comments.
Oh
Go
no.
down, go down.
I know. Let me go back to
Oh,
the thing.
now you can read it.
I've been nonstop watching the silver hair guy's video, trying to get my coop perfect.
Who's the silver-haired guy?
I don't know. Who is that?
Who are they watching? Oh, real quick, Maddie, can I have you come in here? I wanted Maddie to introduce herself. She is doing so well. She's been on a couple videos. Will it freak you out to come in and say hi to everyone? Kristen here helped get this. No, you're not going anywhere. Maddie, come on in. Come on in and say hi. Is this going to gross you out to use my earbuds? Well, you actually do. Okay, so you don't have to use them. But anyways, I want you to come in and say hi to everyone. Maddie is our sales girl in training. We found her down in Florida. You say hi to everyone.
Hi.
So, Maddie, how has it been going here so far? The truth.
Well, it's my first time not being with my mom, so
Oh, yeah, that's not easy.
Shout out to your mom.
yeah. Hi, Mom, I made it. But I don't know. This is a whole new experience, and I'm excited for what is to entail. And
Well, I
to
saw you go out.
continue.
I saw you go out to a customer site. How was that?
oh yeah.
Did you go to Chapel Hill?
Yeah, we
Okay.
saw the old Playhouse coop. Oh my gosh. Like to see the starting coop and then like the comparison between the
Mm-hmm.
two, it's so wild. It's awesome.
Yeah, I was super glad to see you go out and see that and meet with the customer, because
Yeah.
it's so nice putting that together, the customer and the coop.
Yeah. The customers are awesome. They're
Right.
super sweet. So I don't know. This is
And they
this
were
is so
happy,
cool.
right?
They were super
Yeah?
happy. She was
And
oh
the
my
hens were
gosh.
happy.
Yes. Oh my God. I picked one up and she was so like heavy. She was a healthy hen.
Fat and
But-
happy.
Yeah, exactly. So this is so cool, and I'm so excited to meet everybody.
So I have to ask, has there been a lot to learn? Were we kidding when we tried to mention to you before you made the big move up
Yeah.
from Florida?
Yeah.
You wouldn't think there's so much to learn to take chicken coops to the level we take it to. And I'm very happy to say, when did you start? Has it been a month now?
Yeah, I was just looking at the calendar, and it's been 3 weeks.
So I love,
3 or
I've
4.
been sneaking and looking at Maddie's notes, and she's making these amazing drawings. She's figuring out how to learn it her way. And what have been some of your favorite parts of the chicken coops that you've been learning? You know what I mean? Because we've been talking about how to look at a 2x4, learning how fast it grew, how slow it grew, things
Yeah.
like that. What are some of the things that maybe you have found very interesting about the coop designs, the coop build?
Just seeing the way that the chickens interact with the coop, and how, like, seeing the customer when I went to her house, and we moved the chickens from her play house to the bigger coop. They flew in as if it was like they were there the whole time. So just the way that they can just mold and go into the coop, the newer coop, just like it's not even like, even though it's new, it's cool to see how everything comes about and how everything is made, especially in the warehouse, like seeing everybody work on the things, and I'm able to touch it, and I'm able to build one. Future coop builder over here. And I don't know, just it's so much, like chicken coops. What could there possibly, like, how much could there actually be? I'm telling you, there's so much. There's so much to learn, and oh my gosh, it's overwhelming, but in a good way.
Yes. Yeah. Well, we can't thank you enough. I'm starting to see things connect.
Yeah.
Which is hard to do. It takes a while, and getting an idea of it does take a long time. And I can tell you, you've done an incredibly well job so far, and we're hopefully going to keep you on track, and look forward to when we can finally start letting you loose on the phone.
Yes.
And maybe even do some traveling and go meet with potential Coop customers, and hope this works out, because I tell you, this is the hardest job to fill, and you can probably see why now. There's so much to learn, not to mention you gotta really love sales, which is hard to find, and I hope my instincts are right, and that's just gonna come natural to you.
Right, because
So.
it's business, it's woodworking, it's chickens,
Yeah,
it's
a lot.
customer service, sales. Yeah, there's a lot that goes into it.
Yes, but my favorite part is the customer service. That's because I served, and that's how I got this job. So that's my favorite part, is meeting the customers and creating a relationship with them that not only starts there, but begins and grows, and it just continues. So this is exciting.
Yeah, I mean, the short story is Nan has figured out where to recruit people, and that is in the restaurant. And Maddie, I mean, we go out to restaurants all the time, and we just happened to stumble into a restaurant down in Florida, and she was our waitress, and we were just blown away. And there's a secret there to go find people in food and beverage, and you know, you got to be fast, you got to think on your feet, and Maddie did things that no waitress would never even think of, and was on point, and I hope that spills over into selling chicken
All
coops.
over baked beans that you don't even like.
Yeah. Huh? Okay. Maddie,
Non
thank
just
you so
shouted, "Stop
much."
telling people my secret."
So that was Maddie, everyone. Maddie, thank you for doing that. I just thought it'd be good. I love, sharing with everyone who's who. Might be time to update the website and all that good stuff. And Kristen, I can't thank you enough for the time you spent helping get Maddie up here. And she told me, I didn't know this part. I knew you helped find her an apartment. She said that you left her a little palm tree in her apartment as a gift. I thought that was a
toilet
nice touch.
paper, paper towels, and a plant. And a welcome mat.
All righty. Well, it's going to be time to wrap up soon. If there's any other comments or questions that we need to get to. Did we even do the intro music? I don't think we even got to the intro music. Oh, Ingrid's slacking a little right there. It's the gold standard for mites and lice. Yeah,
It's apparently like $150 for that bottle, by the way.
Yes.
Just so people are aware.
Yeah, but it could be well worth it because it's obviously in a concentrated form, and it would be interesting to see what you dilute it at, and not to mention mites are a nightmare to deal with.
So they also asked if you should get rid of the hemp if you have mites.
I don't think so. But again,
wouldn't
it depends on what kind of mites there are. I, right now, off the top of my head, cannot think of any mites that will live in the hemp. Mites want solid cracks and crevices, or they just become a host and they live on the body, like we talked about scaly leg.
And also, we have to understand these are outdoor creatures. They're going to get things that like animals that live outdoors get. You know.
Pretty much anything that they don't eat.
Right, and you gotta give them the abilities to do what they would do naturally if we were not around, and that dust bath is so important. You know, I think people forget when they don't let their chickens free range, you gotta make sure inside that run they have everything they need, not just nice green grass to eat and food and water, but they gotta have a place that has a lot of, you know, it's a sandy area. You know, you gotta make sure they have little tiny rocks so they can use it as their teeth. You know, think about these things when you are not free range, which I know a lot of people don't, and I understand why, but don't underestimate what they truly need, because that is their only world.
You got to take it to them.
Yes. I saw someone said hi from Australia.
Okay. These are all just about the insecticide stuff.
And comments on the show.
Yeah.
All righty. Well, I think it might be time to wrap it up. I got to get my guys back to work. And I can't thank everyone enough for taking the time to be here with us on this Friday afternoon, watching us live from Creedmoor, North Carolina, just north of Raleigh. And we officially started cutting wood. We're going to be officially building chicken coops here.
Do you think the first coop will be made this week? Next week?
It should be next week.
Okay.
I tell you, the supply chain is just a nightmare. We are fighting so hard to get machines in here. We got to run power. We got to run air. But if all goes well, Evan's design in this mass production line, if you will, I'll say it. And I think he's right. My goal was 1 coop an hour. We will be down to 30 minutes. A coop from a board to on the pallet, ready to be shipped out in 30 minutes.
Wow.
Yeah. That's going to be incredible.
That's crazy talk.
Oh, and my princess, real quick. Isn't her dress amazing? I love this tie-dye dress. You want to come in and say hi real quick? I know. You're getting to be so big. And is this your favorite baby chick?
No.
Oh, it's not. And you said one. So this is one of the baby chicks we hatched. How many weeks? Is it 4 weeks now? 3 weeks?
Yeah, I don't remember.
I've lost track.
Yeah, one got loose, and Jetta was looking for it, and I just said, "Well, I think Gus found it." So Gus, no, he knew where it was.
Oh.
So he pointed, like he indicated where it was.
Gus is a pointer now.
Well, he indicated.
So did you find the chicken you were missing?
Yes.
Good.
It's the big fat gray one.
Ooh, that's my favorite. All right, guys. Well, thank you. Thank you for everyone being here. Ingrid, thank you. Kristen, thank you. And we will see you. Are we doing a show next week, or are we going to take a week off? Because it's kind of up in the air. What do you think? Yeah, no one knows, Matt. You got to tell us. Have a good weekend, guys.
What's happening next week?